Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffee with the County. This afternoon I am in with Dave McMillan, who is our director, the management, the guy that does everything at Long Lake Conservation Center.
The dude in charge.
The dude in charge. Dave, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Mark.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming in and talking with us about Long Lake Conservation Center. I was visiting with DJ this morning. He did a podcast on the land department.
Yeah.
And we were so into forestry and things like that. He said, well, Dave will cover Long Lake Conservation Center, correct? And we're like, yes. And we got him on the agenda.
Yeah, DJ's my boss, and we're part of the land department. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Let's start out. Let's talk Dave McDave.
Why not?
Where did you come from? How did you get here? Tell us about you, Dave.
I've, it's been a long. I got a lot of gray hair, so that's a lot of ground to cover, Mark. But we'll go pretty quick, I guess. I grew up in the Twin Cities, loving to fish and be outside, camp, go on the boundary waters, those kind of things, and went off to university, became a journalist, newspaper reporter, and traveled around. And life for me, for the first half of my life, give or take, seemed to be like a series of disconnected adventures.
I love
just
it.
Just kind of going and living and seeing what can happen. And so as a newspaper reporter, I worked for the St. Paul Saints and the Duluth Superior Dukes baseball teams. Baseball is a big passion of mine, always as a writer. Then I went to work at Grand Casino Mille Lacs. That's what brought me to the area.
Okay.
And I met my wife there, did marketing for a long time. What I like to say was life was a series of disconnected adventures. Then one day I woke up and found myself married and in middle management. I don't know how it happened.
You don't know how that ever
I don't know how it happened, but
overnight it goes down somehow.
It did. It happened. And, I'd had enough of the marketing gig and decided I wanted to become a teacher and do something. I'm not one of those people that can go to work for 8 hours a day or, go home and turn the switch.
Sure.
I've got to feel like if I'm going to spend much of my life dedicated to something, I want it to be meaningful. I want to make an impact and make the world a better place, and not just go to work. And
so you mentioned education. You wanted to teach.
I
wanted
taught.
to do that. How did that come about that you arrived at Long Lake Conservation Center?
I was an English teacher for a little bit, and I got a call from Rich Kurmash, who used to be the land commissioner. When Long Lake was shuttered with COVID and we're about to open it back up. They'd had a pretty big turnover at Long Lake, so they were looking to restart it. They were looking for somebody who had an educational background and somebody who had some marketing chops, somebody who could tell the story and get the word out about Long Lake, because that's what they were looking for. And so Rich, I know Rich, and he said, well, let's come, Dave, why don't you come? Why don't you apply, come and interview? And so I did, and for some reason they hired me, and
the rest is history.
It's been great. I couldn't be happier, because what I said in the interview, and I still think it's true, is I've reached the age in life where the things that really matter to me, the priorities for me, are people and nature. The rest is just stuff. Other people are chasing the buck, trying to get the next toy. For me, the more time I can spend with kids and hanging out outside and enjoying the beauty of nature, the better. And
that's
well,
awesome.
You could not pay. This is the perfect job for that. I get to spend all day, every day with kids outside, and wondering how I got so lucky.
Yes.
I say all the time, how do other people work for a living? It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So you have staff at Long Lake.
Yeah.
And tell me about the staff a little bit, numbers, size-wise. What are they responsible for? What are they doing out there at Long Lake Conservation Center?
Well, Long Lake, we're one of, and I know Aiken County is proud of this, and it should be proud of this. Not just the Aiken County, the government, but the citizens of Aiken County. We are one of 5 accredited overnight outdoor schools in the state of Minnesota, and we were the first. We started back in '63, and so what we do is our mission is to share the wonders of nature with as many people as possible, particularly kids, with a focus on wise use of resources. And so we are a school. That's what we do. So we have, we will host overnight field trips from schools from around the state. We just had today, before I came down here, we waved goodbye to a group from Andover that was here for the week.
Oh, nice.
That came in. A couple hundred kids from Andover came, and we went exploring the woods and bog ecosystems and that's what we do. And we have a staff of 11 year-round people, 4 teachers, 4 naturalist educators, a couple of chefs, a couple of housekeepers, me, and then the person who really runs the place, Beth Haskin, the ed coordinator.
The real person.
The real
in charge.
person. The real person. People, I say all the time that I'm the guy in charge, and then these are the people that do the work.
There you go.
That's true. I do work. Don't DJ, if you're listening, I'm doing work. But no, Beth is the ed coordinator up there, and she's in charge of the ed program. And we have Marla Richter and Katie Murphy, Julia Coons, and Ren Anderson are our teaching staff, and they are exceptional. Got lucky there. I talk about winning the lottery. They're an unbelievable team of teachers that love kids. They love being outside. I mean, I've not heard a negative comment from any of our schools all year long. Every day, all day is like, you have a great team. Like, yeah, I know. Don't. They're amazing. And so they're out there with kids every day from before breakfast to past, well into the night. We do that. What is that? 7:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. We're providing programming for kids that come to Long Lake.
Yeah,
that's during the school year, and then in the summer we do camps and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that's a year-round thing, but during the school year, the different school districts can come up. They can stay for the week. They can sign up, and it becomes a revenue stream for Aiken County. There's no doubt about that, because it's not free to come to the school.
Yep. Nope. That's true. Long Lake is an enterprise of Aiken County. We're a business, and we are operated like a business. I have a budget that I'm beholden to. I have to charge fees to the schools and the people who use Long Lake, not just schools, but camps and corporate groups and adult groups that come in. We charge them a fee and to cover our costs, and we get support from the county, certainly do, with HR and IT and help from the land department and housekeeping and other things when we're all part of the same team. So when we send out the bat signal, they'll come calling if we need it.
Absolutely.
And we're very grateful of that, but we are not taking taxpayer money for this. So we're paying our own way, and the goal is to be profitable and have money coming in as a revenue stream. And even as such, like we're talking about the Andover school that just came here.
Sure.
You will often see on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the schools come up on Monday, they leave, one group will come Monday, leave Wednesday, another group will come Wednesday and leave Friday. You see at the gas stations and the supermarket and the stores, you will see these buses stop there, filling up with gas and other things. So it's part of, even, outside of the revenue that we're generating for, the fees that we're charging.
Sure.
There's other money coming into the county that's benefiting Aiken
And then,
County.
the intangible, the long-term effect of, here's a student that comes up here and learns about Aiken County and Long Lake and all our vast natural resources, and them and their family decide this is where I want to return to in the summertime, or to come up for the weekends, or hopefully even here's where I want to move my family to someday and be in this area. So those things, you can't forget about some of those things, that long-term effects.
When I tell people out in the community, whatever community I'm in, if I could be down in the cities and people ask, like, what do you do? And I say, I'm the director at Long Lake Conservation Center. It's almost, oh yeah, I went there as a kid, or I know somebody who went there as a kid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reach in this. Every kid that comes to Long Lake, or every visitor that comes to Long Lake, we give them a little cross section of ironwood, put a little yarn around it, and we give that's their name tag for the week. So we're not, so we can call them by names. We don't get, We know these kids for 3 days and 2 nights, so
Sure.
we need the help with. And instead of name tags, we give them a little wood cookie, and so tell everybody that they're a proud member of the Wood Cookie Club.
That's
if
awesome.
you've come to Long Lake, you're a member of the Wood Cookie Club. According to our records and a little bit of guessing, we're about 250,000 people have come through the doors at Long Lake.
That's amazing.
And they've come from all over the state of Minnesota, and then they've gone, and we have a school from Bertha Hewitt that has been coming for 50 years, and now we have grandkids of kids that are coming. So we've had there's a lot of reach out there, and it's something to be very proud of, and it's a legacy that I think about all the time. I feel the pressures like this has been around here changing lives for 61 years now. Don't screw it up, Dave. We got a good thing going. Don't screw it up.
Yeah, but to keep those traditions going, to keep those values of the kids and the students getting educated on the values of nature and the things that are important for our long-term health and our Mother Nature's long-term health.
Absolutely.
Those are awesome things. Anything coming up? I know you mentioned that there's a lot of you have schools that are coming in throughout the school year. I'm sure you're busy with that. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing that goes on. Are there other things that the general public should know about Long Lake?
Sure. I mean, we have events and activities that are open to the public regularly. You can check them out on our events page on longlakecc.org is our website. You can go there. We have summer camps. For the first time this year, we're having a family camp, which is a cool thing. I know it's not often when you've been around for 61 years that you can say the first time, and I'm sure there's been a family camp, but this is new to us. It's a family camp, so the whole family can come out, spend a few days out in a deep dive into nature. The little ones, all the way, Grandma and Grandpa, Weird Uncle Dan, they all can come out.
They could all come together.
They can all come out together, and we'll have a blast. And one of the things that I think, one of our rules, which is a rule in most other places too, so we're not groundbreaking here, is that we do not allow technology. Adults, with kids for sure. Like, it's hard for me to go to an adult and say don't bring. We strongly discourage it. So when kids come here, they really truly unplug and get outside, and that's the biggest lesson that we're teaching these kids more. They're going to have a profound, deeply moving experience that's going to set them on a course that's going to make them the next Jane Goodall or David Attenborough, and we have had that impact on some people. But in the end, the lesson most people get from it is that I can spend 3 days and 2 nights without my phone and have a blast.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We fight. That's the thing that the society is fighting so much, and I preach it all day, every day. And then as soon as the kids leave, I pick up my phone and my thumbs are flying, trying to catch up. So I'm as guilty as everybody else. But that's a big deal. The latest study is that the average middle school kid in the state of Minnesota spends 10 hours a day on screen time. 10 hours a day of screen time.
That's a staggering number.
It's a big number, and they spend less than 10 minutes a day of unsupervised time outdoors. And as part of Minnesota's outdoor legacy, that makes we can zero in on Aiken County in specific, but Aiken County is in the heart of Minnesota, and it's the heart of this outdoor ethic that we have. We all do stuff outside, cross country skiing, snowmobiling, four-wheeling, fishing, camping, hiking, birding, all those things. That's the essence of who we are as Minnesotans. Otherwise we'd live in a better climate. We love it up. We love it.
If we didn't love it, we'd move.
We didn't love it.
This area.
We love it here. That's part of that ethic. And when you get kids, when their reflex is to play video games and watch cat videos on TikTok, we worry about the future of that legacy. Is what's going to happen with camping, and what's going to happen with all these things that we hold so dear to us. And if they don't care about it, they're not going to fight for it. That's That's the David Attenborough quote I use. People will not fight for something that they don't know, and they can't know something that they haven't experienced.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're giving kids these experiences, hoping that it lights a fuse for them, and gives them a passion to be outside, so that can be a part of their lives, and that when they grow up, they will have that interest and that priority in their lives, and will be better stewards. We stay away from all that. If they leave and have had and feel a connection with nature that they didn't have before, and maybe the next time they're bored, they're going to go outside and roll around in the snow and go look at birds or whatever, then we've won.
We're winning as a culture
winning.
if that
That's
happens.
it.
I'm really excited to hear in the future how your summer camps go and how the family camp goes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be, one of those things that, again, we have hidden gems in our county that nobody knows about or needs to know more about. Long Lake Conservation Center is one of those gems. And I invite you back again I'd love to do a whole series on what's going on at Long Lake. How can we do this?
I could sit here. I could sit here and talk with you for an hour on just what we're doing for astronomy and what's happening up there for astronomy.
I would love to hear about some of that stuff.
I'll just say this: Long Lake is part of Aiken County, and it belongs to Aiken County, and everyone is invited up there. We have trails that it's 760 acres. There's 3 miles of trails that encircle the lake. We have other parks and trail systems that are nearby. Please come up and visit us. We'd love to take you on a bog walk and go explore that ecosystem and see lady slippers in the spring and pitcher plants all year long and all those really cool things. You're a part of it, and you're welcome and invited. And if I'll do a little sales pitch if you don't mind. Keep an eye on what we have going on. Visit our website, but know that if you have a group, whether it's a quilting group or an outdoors club or a business, and you're looking for a place to meet, we have meeting facilities, we have lodging, we have lots of different things, and you can come and use it. That's what it's there for. You can use it. I will say that our inclination is, if you come out, we're going to try to nature it up a little bit. We're nature nerds, and
yeah, absolutely.
Come on out and take a break from whatever meeting you have, and we'll go exploring and see what cool things are out in nature.
Yeah, that's great. Well, so the listeners out there, here's your homework. If you want to know more about Long Lake Conservation Center, contact Dave directly out there at Long Lake. It's longlakecc.org, correct? Yep. Jump on that website, see what's available, and Dave, I will and do welcome you back in at any time to sit and talk more in detail on different things that are going on out there. I appreciate your time. Most importantly, I want to make sure that you and your staff have the appreciation on behalf of the employees of Aiken County for the wonderful work that's going on out there.
Well, I appreciate that. I have a little string on my back that you pull that says, I have the best staff in the world, and I pull it all the time, and I try my hardest to give all the recognition to them. I'm just a goofball that they put in charge for some reason, and any success that we have, Beth and the team out there are just out of this world, and I'm so proud to be a part of that team and a part of Aiken County. But yeah, I appreciate the you thinking about us and giving the recognition to that crew up there, because they work their tail off because they love it. They want to make a difference in the world, and it is truly something that I think we all can be proud of. Not just me, but all of Aiken County.
All of Aiken County, for sure. A lot of hard work by experts in their fields, and the passion that you mentioned before, how much they care about nature and educating the children. that is exactly what makes Aiken County stand out, unique versus other counties that are out there, and we want this to be shared by everyone. So again, encourage you to check in on Dave. Dave, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We'll talk again very soon. And that was Long Lake Conservation Center. You're listening to Coffee with the County.